So welcome. This video we discussed population inversion. So in that population inversion, we instead of we discuss a principle of laser action. So let us consider many number of atoms in the excited state. So we know the photons emitted during the stimulated emission has the same frequency, energy, and are in the phase as in the incident photon. So thus result in two photons of similar properties. So these two photons induced stimulated emissions of two atoms in excited state. So thereby the resulting in four photons. So these four photons induced four more atoms and give rise to 8 photons. So the principle of laser action is due to stimulated emission, the photons multiple in each step, giving rise to an indensed beam of photons, so that are coherent and moving in the same direction. So hence the light is amplified by stimulated emissions of radiation termed as laser. So now discussed population inversion. So consider two energy levels system E1 and E2. See the diagram. Suppose a photon of energy equal to the energy difference between the two energy levels is the incidence on the system. So then there is an equal chance for stimulated emission and absorption to occur. So at this situation, so the chance for emission or the absorption depends only on the number of atoms in the ground state and in the excited state. So let N1 be the number of atoms in the ground state and N2 be the number of atoms in the excited state. So then N1 greater than N2, there is a more chance for absorption to take place. So N2 greater than N1, there is a more chance for stimulated emission to take place. So therefore the number of atoms in the excited state should be increased by some means. So thus the state of achieving more number of atoms in the excited state compared to the ground state atoms is called as the population inversion. So we know from Boltzmann distribution law, N2 divided by N1, that is equal to e power minus E2 minus E1 divided by kBT. So we know that N1 greater than N2 and N2 greater than N1. So this shows that the number of atoms in the excited state can be made more than the number of atoms in the ground state only under the negative temperature. So but in negative temperature is practically not possible. So therefore the population inversion can be achieved by some other artificial process known as the pumping process. So pumping process the process of rising more number of atoms to excited state by artificial means is called as a pumping process. So there are several methods by which the population inversion can be achieved. Some of the most commonly used methods are optical pumping. So optical pumping, so here the atoms are excited state with the help of photons emitted by an external optical source. So the atoms absorb the energy from the photons and rise to the excited state. For example, ruby laser, ND-OAG laser. Next one, electrical discharge. So the electrons are accelerated to very high velocities by a strong electric field and they collide with gas atoms, and these atoms are raised to excited state. Example, gaseous ion laser, argon laser, and CO2 laser. Direct conversion. So due to the electrical energy applied in a direct band gap semiconductor like gallium arsenide, the combinations of electrons and holes takes place, and electrical energy is converted into the light energy directly. This is called as the semiconductor laser. and pumping by inelastic collision. So inelastic atom-atom collisions, in this method, combinations of two types of gas are used, say A and B, so we having same nearly colliding state of A star and B star. During the electric discharge, A atoms get excited due to the collisions with electrons. The excited A star atoms now collide with the B atoms, so that the B goes to excited state B star. So for example, helium neon laser and CO2 laser. Thank you.